Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, Cynicalex, and today I want to bring you all of the information that I was able to gather from the APK watching other live streamers, other MFF content creators playing the APK, because I do not have it myself. So this is a bit of a strange video because I'm in a brand new environment. I moved to a different location. I moved, and so I'm pretty tired. And so, yeah, I'm going to do my best to just run through all the information that I was able to gather, but I can't actually show you the characters on the screen the way that I usually do because I don't have the APK. So we're going to run through and I'll show you screenshots of the characters from the APK, and we'll talk about all of that. But yeah, I'm just going to try to give you guys as much information as possible so that you guys know what's up. And of course, if you didn't already see it, we got the last sneak peek, the 6th sneak peek for Sentry, including a very clever tier 3 sneak peek where the crane was the T, and then these 3 buildings were the letter 3, the number 3, like the 3, whatever, letter 3. There's no letter 3, there's the word 3. Anywho, moving on to the other information. So starting us off with, let's start off with Iron Patriot. So Iron Patriot seems a lot like, so Iron Patriot is a uniform for Green Goblin. He becomes a blast type, I believe, and he seems a lot like a combination of Iron Man and War Machine. Very few iframes from what I saw. Not too impressive there until I saw his leadership and passive, and that's how I understood his value, because his skills and skill effects don't seem very good. They seem cool. The animations seem cool, but as far as the uniform goes, you buy it because the leadership buffs all Dark Avengers allies by 60%. And then his tier 2 passive buffs all Dark Avengers allies and gives them 40% increased damage to villains and 40% increased damage to heroes. So he becomes a huge lightning rod of power to boost all of the other Dark Avengers characters. Now, who are the Dark Avengers characters, you're probably wondering. So when you go over to these characters, so say for example, you know, Scorpion. Let's pretend that this is Scorpion. It's not Scorpion. But when you go over to the details page, over here in the ability, instead of saying Sinister 6, I mean, for Scorpion, it should say Sinister 6. I'm not sure, but it should say Dark Avengers. So it's going to have like an A symbol like the Avengers, but it's a bit different. It's sort of corroded and sort of deteriorated. Those are the Dark Avengers. So, you know, we had stuff more recently where it was, for example, Gamma. We had the Gamma one. We had the one for Fantastic Four. So they're continuing on that line of highlighting specific groups of characters and giving them a character that buffs them, giving them a leadership that buffs them, sort of thing, to continue that trend for Dark Avengers. So that's pretty cool. The other uniform that we're getting is, oh, by the way, the uniform options for Iron Patriot's uniform, in case you wanted to know and wanted to sort of get a head start on that. The first one is Crossbones Secret Empire, which is pretty good. That's the normal or advanced uniform option. The next one is Black Widow 3099, which is a free uniform, which is very, very good. It's this one right over here. And then the next one is Hulk Symbiote of Vengeance, which is this one here. Not bad. That's the heroic option. The legendary option is She-Hulk Fantastic Four. This one's not so good because it's not as good as her Avengers uniform. So it looks prettier maybe in the face, but the body is obviously completely different. Anywho, that's the legendary one. And then the mythic option is Silver Surfer Black. So that is the most expensive and one of the best options there because it's the mythic option for Iron Patriot. The other uniform we're getting is a uniform for Bullseye that turns him into Hawkeye. So we sort of anticipated this with the sneak peek, but yes, he is turning into a speed villain. He looks very cool. His skills look very cool. Ice, like freezing arrows, flaming arrows, all this sort of stuff. Looks really, really dope. As far as his uniform options, he does seem strong. I don't have too much information about Bullseye, but he does seem strong. And Bullseye is also getting an awakening. Bullseye and Ares are the 2 awakening characters of the update. Moonstone does appear in their awakening skills, but she doesn't appear to have an awakening skill herself. So we'll have to wait and see who the 3rd awakening character is, or if the 3rd awakening requirement character is going to be Moonstone. But anywho, Bullseye, aka Hawkeye, his uniform options, for this new uniform, his uniform options are going to be Black Widow's snowsuit. So Black Widow is double dipping with 2 different uniforms. And then you've got Wolverine House of X, which some people might not like, but yeah, it's this uniform right here. Red Skull Secret Empire, so another Secret Empire hit there. Immortal Hulk, which is very, very recent. He's already being featured as an optional. And then, unfortunately, the worst one, Magic Phoenix 5. So otherwise, 4 solid picks or 3 solid picks for that one. Much better uniform options than we've seen lately with, multiple native tier 2s, multiple paywall characters. Well, you know what? Now that I think about it, Wolverine is native tier 2 and so is Silver Surfer. And then you have, well, you don't have a paywall for Iron Patriot, but you do have the Magic paywall, sort of paywall, for Bullseye. That's interesting. Anywho, moving along to Ares. Ares is a hero. This is a bit of a shocker. He's a hero, not a villain, and you can farm him through the Epic quest. He is a shifter bio, so it is going to be slow to farm him, but you can farm him that way. He's like Colossus and like Phyla-Vell and those types of characters. I don't know if he's available in the bio subscription as well, but he presumably will be, just like Phyla-Vell and Colossus are. Well, Colossus is X-Gene, but you sort of get what I'm saying. All of those characters, you can supplement their bios in the bio subscription. He also has a 99 or a 4% heal under 99% HP. So he's got the Wolverine heal, the Deadpool heal kind of thing. Ares honestly didn't seem that impressive to me, but we'll have to wait and see more featured videos about him. And then we have Moonstone and Daken. Moonstone and Daken are both villains. Moonstone looks interesting because she has a silence mechanic with her skills, and like Captain Marvel, she powers herself up with one of her skills, and that changes the animations on her other skills, which is dope. Moonstone is also the deluxe pack character, so this is an epic quest, so you will get Moonstone by paying 6,600 crystals, and then unlocking that quest to play her the same way that you spend crystals to unlock Richard Rider, Psylocke, Magneto, and Invisible Woman. So this mission right here would be, this is where you would get the Moonstone bios. Honestly, though, I don't know if Moonstone is better than Richard Rider. So, yeah, you might be buying her just for the rest of the epic quest, but not necessarily for her. Daken, on the other hand, does seem very, very spicy. He's a combat villain. He has iframe ignore. He's got multiple heals. He's got an active and a passive heal. Daken seems really strong, but his character model leaves a bit to the imagination. It's not that good. However, Daken is he is in the X-Gene subscription, but he can also be farmed, so that's dope. Scorpion, as well as a speed villain, can also be farmed from the epic quest. So the epic quest is giving some pretty hype characters to farm. Ares, Moonstone, Scorpion, and Daken, which is quite nice. Now you farm all of those characters for Sentry. Sentry is the character, the main character of the update. He is the one that goes through the update and gets stronger. Sentry is also the very first native tier 3 character. So as soon as you unlock him from the epic quest, he's tier 3 by default. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how many resources we have to pump into the epic quest to build him up. That's really going to make or break the epic quest, in my opinion, is whether we have to dump a ton of resources in to get him, or whether they're going to give us a nice discount for him to get him all the way, maxed out tier 3 instead of level 1 tier 3. And then we're going to see how many of those stupid research missions there are. If there's too many research missions and there's thousands of energy, then the epic quest is going to fall flat on its face. However, I will say this, for those of you Sentry fans out here, Jean Grey's base stats at tier 3 are very high, 15,500 and 40,800. Can you guess who has higher base stats without a uniform? That's right, Sentry. And he doesn't even turn into the Void yet, so he could absolutely get a Void uniform in the future that turns him into a villain. Sentry is a hero, and he is just bananas. He's insanely powerful. He looks to be insanely powerful. He's got tons of different skill effects. He has an 80% revive, so he does have revive. And his base stats, if you take a look at Jean Grey's, his base stats are 16,000 energy attack, which is higher than Jean's, and 46,000 HP, which is 6,000 more than Jean Grey. Oh, and he has more physical defense and possibly more energy defense. He may have all of his base stats higher than Jean Grey. I know for sure energy attack and HP are higher, but they might all be higher. So he is going to be a very beefy boy indeed. Very, very hyped for Sentry. And of course, he'll be getting his tier 3. So yeah, that's Sentry. And then finally, we have Molecule Man. Molecule Man is the character that you get at the end of the road. He is the gladiator. He is the Doctor Doom of the update. Unfortunately, right now, he doesn't have tier 3. He isn't tier 3able. Hopefully, he will be tier 3able in the future. He's also bugged on the APK. You can't see his skills. They're just black, and you can't press them. When you press his skills, he just auto-attacks. But from his kit, if you read his skills in the Marvel Universe tab, he looks very, very strong. He also has an 80% revive, so he does have that going for him. And his leadership is particularly interesting. The wording on it is confusing. Essentially, what his leadership does, it has a debuff. So if you debuff him, if you try to web him up or stun him, he cleanses debuffs for 6 seconds every 10 seconds, which is extremely frequently. But the more powerful part is that he ignores all of the advantages and disadvantages of those passives and those effects that increase and decrease damage based on different factions. So that's the wording in the skill and the passive, and that's kind of confusing. So what am I talking about? For example, Ghost Rider has a third skill that says it deals more damage when attacking a supervillain type enemy. Actually, you know what? I don't know if this would work. This actually might be a bad example. I'm not 100% sure. But for example, Ghost Rider's tier 2 passive increases damage dealt to supervillains by 120 and decreases damage received. Molecule Man's leadership ignores this. So if you put Molecule Man as the leader and then you put Dormammu second, for example, and then Dormammu fights Ghost Rider is not going to do that much damage to Dormammu because he's going to ignore this. He ignores any of the increases and decreases due to factions. And in Marvel Future Fight, your faction is superhero, supervillain, Gamma. Those are all factions. So Master Mold also ignores, for example, he ignores this. Decreases damage received. He ignores this. He completely nullifies the effects of any supports in PvP. He nullifies Mystique's support, Taskmaster support, Shuri's support. He nullifies Colossus's support. He could seriously flip PvP on its head, for better and for worse. So that'll be very interesting to track and to watch. It's also making me panic a little bit because I feel like I need to get all these characters in order to test them all because they do seem to be very hype and very cool and very unique. But I can't do that without buying a bio subscription because I got to get, who is it? There's one character that I have to get through bio subscription. I can't remember now. I'm really tired. Anywho, yeah, I'm saving up. You can see I'm just under 6,000 crystals. So I'll have enough to get Moonstone right away, but I think I have to buy a bio sub for one of the characters. I have all these notes here. I just sort of, it's escaping me at the moment. But yeah, so that's all the information. Those are how you obtain those characters, and that's what we know so far about the Epic Quest and the new characters and the new uniforms. There's probably more information out there already via other Star Agent. Well, not other Star Agents. I'm not a Star Agent. Via Star Agents and those who have the APK, so hit them up and watch their videos to find out more and to see more in-depth features. I'm just giving you guys the Cole's Notes version. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna go get some rest. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.